This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Well, aloha. Welcome aboard the After Party Live. Nice to have you along for the ride. So good to have Mark Thompson back on the Mark Thompson Show, even if that means we're a little delayed here. It is Trivia Thursday. Woohoo! I'm so excited for it. I hope you guys like the Trivia Thursday. Sometimes it feels to me like there's some long pauses, so especially if you're listening via the podcast, just to the audio, it could be maybe, I don't know, a lot of sound gaps, but I don't know. I kind of think it's fun. So if you have fun playing along, let me know that you want to continue Trivia Thursday. We'll keep it rolling. Today's category, ocean trivia. Don't study for it. We'll see how you do, but I think it should be fun. In keeping with our ocean beach party kind of theme, we'll do some ocean trivia for today. Please click the like button here on the After Party Live. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe as well. Hey, even if you never come back, I'd love to count you as a subscriber. I'm working my way slowly but surely up to 2,000 subscribers. You guys have been so nice to me in sharing the short videos that I post every day. The more those are shared, the more people see what I'm doing over here, the more people subscribe to the show, and the better off things are. So thank you for that. Of course, tomorrow here on the After Party, we have Tim Sika with his movie reviews. So I hope you will be here for that. We'll have the Nikki Maduro show tomorrow. It is not live. It will be recorded. Actually, right after this show, I'm doing that. So we'll record that this evening. And so that's at 10 o'clock. Mark Thompson at 11. Of course, it's going to be a great show tomorrow on the Mark Thompson Show. We'll do Friday Fabulous Florida. Michael Schur will be along to talk politics. And then Michael Snyder will talk about movies and TV and sports. So it's going to be a really good one. But we don't have a lot of time, so let's jump right into what we have here. Boy, they are back, and they are back with a vengeance. Yeah, it's the sea lions at Pier 39. When they first arrived, they weren't so welcome, right? They were jumping on people's boats. They were taking over this whole area. And now we've let them have it. They're a tourist attraction, and they are loved. We say, come on in, grab a platform. You're welcome to be here. But we've not seen this type of gathering for the sea lions since, gosh, I don't know when. They have really taken over. This is a feast, they say, descending. Over 1,000 sea lions coming into San Francisco's Pier 39. They say it's a phenomenon. It's the highest recorded number of sea lions at Pier 39 in 15 years. So that's a pretty big deal. Yeah, 1,000 at once. Can you imagine the cacophony of noise, the barking that's going on there? Usually there's not this many of them, but they're so loud you can hear them from blocks away. With this many, I can imagine. I mean, that's got to be so loud. But I mean, for people that are coming to see them, it's going to be quite a scene there at the Sea Lion Central. So I love it. I love that they're here. Do you have a problem with us giving up this area for sea lions, or do you kind of feel like I feel about it, which is, we should celebrate them, let them have a space. I've seen some mega Turons who have tried to mess with them down there, and they'll bite you. If you try to stick your hand or, mess with them, harass them in any way, they'll turn on you in a real hurry. They can protect themselves. But I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, the harbor master says it's a huge number. This kind of gathering they haven't seen. So 1,000 of them whip in, and yeah, they call it a phenomenon. So pretty cool. I love this. I kind of want to go down there and see them all now. I don't know. What about you guys? Let's see what you have to say in the chat. Get a little love for the sea lions. They don't call them lions for nothing. Isn't that true? So San Francisco, right. I love it. And the kids love them. Mindy says it's a party. The seals are loving it. Wes says when we left, there were only a couple dozen. Most of the time there are. But for whatever reason, for feeding, gathering, mating, they all converged here. Wes says, when I first moved to the city in 2000, I remember it being like that. Well, yeah, they stanky. Yeah, it probably doesn't smell too good down there. But still, I like it. You know? It's just very, I don't know, very San Francisco, as you say. So, welcome back, fellas and ladies. It's always fun to watch them battle for dominance on these little platforms, how they knock each other off, you know? And just to watch all the drama play out in between them all. Kind of fun. I like it. Let's talk about this story. These people, they think they're rescuing kittens. So nice that you would take time and rescue these little creatures. But they weren't kittens. No. As a matter of fact, no, they were not kittens. Look at the picture there. They were baby foxes brought to the Arizona Humane Society last week. Somebody had a shed. They found what they thought were baby kittens behind the shed, and they scooped them up, brought them to the Arizona Humane Society. The vet team took a look and said, yeah, those aren't kittens. Nope. Those be baby foxes. These are not domestic pets. So these gray foxes then were transferred to the wildlife folks at Southwest Wildlife, where they'll be rehabilitated and released to the wild when they grow old enough. And they say, listen, it's a first instinct when seeing a litter of kittens to rush in and come to their aid. But the best thing you can do is leave them for when their mom comes back for them. Same thing with these baby foxes, right? Maybe their mom was coming back for them, and now that's disrupted. It's people trying to do the right things, but yeah. Look at her face, like, yeah, that's not a kitten. That's a baby fox. So cute. I'm sorry they're away from their mamas. Does that look like a kitten to you? The ears are wrong, I think. The face is wrong. I don't think I would think that was a baby kitten. I might not know that it was a fox. I might have paused for a moment, but I don't think I would have thought baby kitten. What about you? Does that look like a baby kitten? I'm thinking no. Nope. Baby foxes are called kits, I believe. I believe that you're correct. Yeah. Harry says someone who can't tell the difference between a kit and a kitten shouldn't be allowed to own a pet. Yeah, they are cute, Heather. I'll tell you that. Maybe I would think they were skunks, Wes. I don't know. Although maybe the stripe develops later, but it doesn't look super kitten-like to me. Ren's like, yeah, not a kitten. No. Yeah. So, well, at least they figured it out, right? At least there's that. So, but I thought that was kind of funny. Okay, another animal story. This one, I don't know if we need this, you guys. I'm not sure. This story is about online animals going online. So we go online. I mean, here we're all online right now, right? Do you think that animals need to do it too? Does your parrot or your kitty cat need to FaceTime you while you're at work? Maybe. Scientists are saying an animal-centered internet might be possible. They did some research and they found parrots preferred live video calls over recorded. They could tell the difference. And that, they say, could lay the foundations for an online world for animals. For animals. I mean, do we need to spend the money for internet for animals? I don't know. The research done at the University of Glasgow, finding parrots may prefer live chats with their friends over the recorded messages of their friends. The scientists think that this is because parrots can tell the difference between live and pre-recorded. How people respond, and I would imagine parrots with speech, how it's how other parrots respond to you. communication in general is not just human communication, where it's different if you're live than if you're recorded. There is a difference. The author of the study said the internet holds a great deal of potential for giving animals agency to interact with each other in new ways. But she said systems that they would have to build to help them do that need to be designed around their specific needs, both physical and mental abilities. Previous research showed parrots seem to benefit from the opportunity to video call each other, which could help reduce the mental and physical toll living in domestic situations can take on them. Because in the wild, they live in flocks and they socialize with each other all the time. But because we keep them as pets in cages, right? They're most often on their own. It can cause them to develop negative behaviors, pacing, feather plucking, all kinds of things that you don't want to see. So the study, which also involved not only the University of Glasgow, but Northeastern University in the United States, took a look at 9 pet parrots. Each bird had a profile created with their picture. Tablets were provided. You see the tablet there in the cage. So the birds could make video calls on Facebook Messenger. And the parrots were trained to ring a bell when they wanted to interact with the screen. They also took part in a meet and greet session where they were introduced to other birds. Over 6 months, the birds were given access to 12 video sessions, 6 of which were live calls with their Facebook friends. The remaining involved watching pre-recorded videos of their bird contacts. And findings showed the parrots preferred the live chats to the pre-recorded sessions. They spent a total of 561 minutes on live calls compared to only 142 on the playback videos. So the birds initiated calls, 65 calls out of a possible 108 in the live phase, but only 40 in the pre-recorded. So they're intelligent. And this study, they say, gives researchers kind of an insight into their complex stimulus digital tablets and what they can provide. They said that behavior while acting with another live bird often reflected behaviors that they would engage with in other parrots in real life, which wasn't the case in the pre-recorded sessions. So maybe it's healthy for them. Maybe an internet for animals? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if my dog is lonely, being the only dog in the house, taken away from her family at a young age, ending up with some random family in Petaluma. These are things that go through my mind. Maybe having a little animal internet wouldn't be a bad thing. It's a little silly, kind of, maybe, but also an interesting concept. Yeah. What do you think? Should we have animal internet? I love that you guys are animal lovers, so I'm betting you would say yes to the animal internet. I don't know. John says his cats get interested in the TV as we play other cats meowing from YouTube. That's cool. Oh, Grady has a parrot. That's awesome. Mars says even parrots prefer live. Oh yeah, well, we do what we can, I mean, we have to make a living somehow, so I get it. I understand people aren't happy about it, but I'm glad we're able to do the show at all. And so I'm glad to kind of keep it going in any form, to be honest. Teacher says species isolation, it's called. That's why I always have 2 of an animal. Yeah. And Heather says anything that makes your pet happy, that's a good thing. Harry says Facebook says they all need a profile. They do. Grady says mine FaceTimes with my parents every night. Oh, that's sweet. I love that. It's like their little parrot grandchild. Very cute. I like it. All right, we'll move on to what's going on with the Japanese equipment on the moon. And it looks like the Japanese moon sniper keeps baffling the experts here back on Earth by waking up. And they don't expect it to, and yet here it comes again. And it shared these images from its latest lunar day. So for the 3rd time, it's woken up, and that is apparently defying the odds, surviving another long, frigid lunar night, even though it's not designed to endure such conditions like this. The Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency says temperatures during the lunar night can drop to minus 208 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 133 degrees Celsius. Moon Sniper wasn't expected to withstand even one lunar night. It's a period of darkness that lasts 2 weeks. But it has. This robotic vehicle known as SLIM, or Smart Lander for Investigating Moon, touched down on the lunar surface January 19th. And it was the third country this century, the fifth ever, to land on the moon. The spacecraft touched down south of the Sea of Tranquility on the moon, which is the spot right near the lunar equator where Apollo 11 first landed humans on the moon. During the descent, the spacecraft experienced an anomaly and landed on its nose. So that meant its solar panels were facing west rather than upright and not receiving the necessary sunlight to generate the power. The lander had just enough energy to send back some images before it shut down. So they didn't know what was going to happen. And they were pretty pleased that once sunlight hit the solar panels, that it reawakened. It took new photos, transmitted them back before it went back to sleep. And here it comes again. 3 lunar nights on the moon, not anticipated for this design for it to come back online, and yet it did. So here's another shot that it took from the surface. So interesting, right? Let's hear it for SLIM, the Japanese moon SLIM. Like it. Speaking of spacey stuff, there's another meteor shower coming. This one, let's see if I can get the name right. It's called the Eta Aquariid meteor shower, and it's bringing, I guess, something unusual to our skies this weekend. They've had this going on for a long time, 3,000 years, as a matter of fact. But this time, I guess it's going to be more spectacular than usual. It's the Eta Aquariid meteor shower. It's bits of rock and ice from Halley's Comet that are streaming through the atmosphere at top speed. The Eta Aquariids are from mid-April to late May, and the peak is slated for this week. After this year, the Eta Aquariids are expected to put on an even more dazzling show than usual. This weekend. So it's an uncommon phenomenon called outburst this weekend, which features more meteors than average. That's cool. The peak was originally expected to be the evening of May 4th into the early hours of May 5th. Now they think it'll happen sometime between May 2nd, hey, that's today, and May 6th. 60 meteors per hour, 1 per minute, visible for sky gazers in the southern hemisphere. Not quite as strong in the northern hemisphere. Observers in the southern U.S. could be able to see 1 meteor every 3 to 4 minutes. So that's pretty cool. In addition to that, the moon is going to be in its waning crescent phase during the Eta Aquariid's peak, just a thin sliver of moon illuminated, so the sky will be mostly dark. You'll be able to see these things streaking through the sky. Pretty cool. I think it's worth popping your head outside to take a look up in the sky. I like it. I'm always interested, though. We have more, speaking of the moon, we have more information about the moon now and what created this crater in the moon. Scientists say they've traced the origins of a potentially hazardous near-Earth asteroid to the far side of the moon. It came way too close to us and nailed the moon instead, is what they're thinking. And you can kind of see in down below in the center of the crater there, they think that it's a chunk of the asteroid in the bottom there. They have made this key connection. They say the space rock is a rare quasi-satellite, a type of near-Earth asteroid that orbits the sun but sticks close to our planet. Astronomers first discovered it in 2016, and scientists called it, because it was discovered with the giant survey telescope in Hawaii, Kamo-Olelewa, a name derived from the Hawaiian creation chant alluding to an offspring traveling on its own. I said it wrong. Kamo-Olelewa. That's what they called it. Most near-Earth asteroids originate from the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. But now research has shown that Kamo-Olelewa most likely came from the Giordano Bruno crater on the moon's far side, or the side facing away from Earth. This is all in the journal Nature Astronomy. The astronomers tracing this asteroid to this lunar crater, they said it was a surprise. Many were skeptical that it could actually have come from the moon, a big chunk of the moon floating around. For 50 years, they said, we've been studying rocks collected by astronauts on the surface of the moon, as well as hundreds of small lunar meteorites ejected randomly by asteroid impacts from all over the moon that ended up on Earth. And Kamo-Olelewa is kind of a missing link that now connects the two. So they're confirming Kamo-Olelewa's potential relationship to the moon. And they say these findings might lead to other revelations, like how the ingredients for life made their way to Earth. Pretty cool. This crater measures between 150 and 190 feet. Kamo-Olelewa, they say, is about half the size of the London Eye Ferris wheel. And during its orbit, it comes within 9 million miles of Earth, which makes it a potentially hazardous asteroid that astronomers really do try to keep track of in case it ever gets a little bit too close. So, kind of interesting. I think that's interesting. I hope you do too. And if we're getting a little too sciencey for you, that's all right. I'm going to lighten it up. Oh, what's this, you say? Well, Google appears to have added talking emojis, audio emojis, including a fart button. Thanks, Google. That's what we needed. This rolled out on the Google Pixel. Users are noticing a new feature that allows them to toot, laugh, and clap on the phone. The audio emojis are getting a bit of a mixed reaction from people. People are saying, this new button pops up, audio emoji. They said I had to call my friends and family and test it out. You can see it's an accompanying video. It's an audio emoji, and they have 6 familiar emojis: laughing, clapping, celebrating, a drum, crying, and then the poop emoji. When a user taps the emojis, they play a corresponding sound down the phone audio. So, I mean, it's interesting. They tried to videotape it and for whatever reason couldn't get the sound. So, yeah. Users are saying, listen, we didn't ask for this, but that doesn't mean we're not going to use it. So, I don't know. They said, imagine if you're calling a friend after getting fired, talking to him about the stress you're going through, and suddenly your friend starts playing weird audio emoji sounds. I mean, I don't know. People use it how they will, right? One person said that they plan to use the fart sound emoji with scam calls. So okay. Something new for the Google Pixel users, I guess. Speaking of phones, though, back to the iPhone for a minute. A lot of people are having trouble with missing the alarm sounds. It's a problem because a lot of people now rely on their phones for everything, including to be their alarm clock. And especially while you're traveling, right? So Apple says now it's trying to fix a problem with some iPhone alarms that don't make a sound. You can set it, but then it doesn't connect to the sound so that you would hear anything. And iPhone users have been complaining, yeah, we're missing alarms all the time. It's unclear how many people have been affected by this. They haven't confirmed if the bug is restricted to one type of iPhone model or the iOS software, or what exactly is going on as far as, how they're going to fix it or how many people are affected. But people are missing classes, not waking up on time. Some people are blaming the phone's attention aware feature, which lowers the sounds of alerts if a user is actually looking at the device. If you switch the feature off, some users say they've managed to bring back their alarm sounds. So maybe that's where the bug is. I don't know. But Samsung, who also makes cell phones, is poking fun at Apple. They posted a video saying our alarms actually go off with a little dancing dog. So rest assured, they say our alarms go off. Samsung users woke up on time today. But now I actually have to go to work, is what they're saying. So iPhone users are being asked to double check their alarms before going to bed, ensure your settings are correct, ensure the volume is turned up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, your alarm actually goes off. I know we have to get to trivia, but I wanted to show you this picture because, wow. It's another one of these, we shouldn't be able to see this woman and what she looks like. But here she is. This is the recreation of a Neanderthal lady and her likeness. 75,000 years ago, she roamed the earth. An archaeologist pieced back together her skull. It was found in the foothills of Iraq, and they called it a high-stakes 3D jigsaw puzzle. Look at her. Can you even imagine? It's like history coming to life. Researchers from Cambridge University and Liverpool John Moores found this skull at the Shanidar Cave site, which is about 500 miles north of Baghdad in Iraq. They have it all documented on a new Netflix series called Secrets of the Neanderthals. So they were able to put this skull back together and recreate the face of the woman that it belonged to. The skull was found in 2018, and it had been flattened to about 2 centimeters thick, probably crushed by a rockfall soon after death, and then squished even further by sediment coming down for thousands of years. They named her skeleton Shanidar Z. And to recreate her, it really was a 3D jigsaw puzzle. 200 fragments of bone put back together piece by piece. Using sequencing on tooth enamel proteins, they were able to determine the skeleton was likely female. Her teeth were also used to gauge her age, thought to be in her mid-40s, though examining levels of wear and tear with some of her teeth worn down to the root was a little difficult. Her physique, Shanidar Z's, also suggests that she was female. She was about 5 feet tall. She had some of the smallest adult arm bones in Neanderthal fossil records. So I don't know if there was some deformity there or what. The skull fragments were cleaned while glue and consolidant were re-added to stabilize the bone. Which they describe the consistency of it as like a cookie that has been dunked in tea, kind of soft and crumbly. So it was a difficult process. In this cave where she was found also were 10 other Neanderthals that were excavated years and years and years ago. There were clumps of ancient pollen surrounding one of the skeletons. So they think maybe the dead were buried with flowers there. That's the thought, anyway. Maybe, though, it was left by bees burrowing into the cave floor. That could have been, too. The researchers say Shanidar Z here was found, detected microscopic evidence of charred food in nearby soil. She was found right near that. There were fragments of wild seeds, nuts, and grasses, suggesting that they not only prepared and cooked food, but did so in the presence of their dead. She was within arm's reach of living individuals cooking with fire and eating. So maybe not so much of a delineation between life and death for them. They did notice that these Neanderthals would come back to one particular spot to bury their dead, and that it could have been decades or even thousands of years apart. They weren't sure if it was a coincidence, if it was intentional, or what. It's interesting. Her face is interesting to me. Yeah. So once they rebuilt the skull, they scanned it, 3D printed it to form the basis of the reconstructive head. And then they had paleo artists who built layers of fabricated muscle and skin to create the face. The paleo artists are twins, Adri and Alphonse Kennis, who did this art. And maybe that's a pretty close representation of what she looked like, staring at us now from 75,000 years ago in history. So cool. Love it. All right, let's move on because I want to make sure we have enough time for Trivia Thursday. Here we go. You guys ready for ocean trivia? Let's do it. All right, first question that I have for you today. What toothed whale belongs to the oceanic dolphin family? A toothed whale that belongs to the oceanic dolphin family. Go into the chat to see what you guys have to say. Yeah, you got it. It was a pretty easy one. We're starting with a softball. I've been told don't say it's easy because then if people don't get it, then I make them feel bad. I don't want that. But it looks like you guys, a lot of you got it. Yes, it is the orca whale, also known as the killer whale. Nicely done, everyone. Lox is a fillet of the brined version of what type of sea critter? So, what type of sea critter, what type of fish? Lox is a fillet of the brined version of what type of sea critter? Yes, it is. It is indeed salmon. Salmon. John Slade, I think, was first in the typing competition. S.J. Lola got it. Wes got it. Good job. Yes, it is salmon. Salmon. Cephalofoil is the formal term for the distinctly shaped heads of what shark group of sharks? Cephalofoil. Cephalofoil. What group of sharks? Turning up your speakers. Okay, ready to play? Here we go, Deidre. It's right. Yep. S.J. Lola's got it. It's a hammerhead. Hammerhead shark. Wes, too. Beth. Calvin. Yep, that's a hammerhead. Cephalofoil. Nice job. All right. Next question. What word that starts with a T is technically a wave generated by an undersea earthquake? A wave generated by an undersea earthquake. I understand there's little softballs, perhaps. Who gets it? It is a tsunami is the word I'm looking for. Tsunami, although tidal wave works too, I think. It's tsunami and a tidal wave are the same thing, right? Well done, you guys. You're on fire today. On fire, I say. What percentage of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans? What percentage of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans? You're close, Deidre. Really close. It's a little high. John says 70. That's pretty good. 72 from Chris in Menlo Park. Pretty close. I'll give it to Walter. John. And Chris, it's 71% is the answer. 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans. Isn't that amazing? Which ocean is the largest? What do you think? Which ocean is the largest? That's correct. It is the Pacific Ocean that's the largest. Which ocean is the smallest? Do you think? Which ocean is the smallest? Not the Indian, interestingly. No. It is the Arctic Ocean. And I did see someone had that. Chris had it. SJ Lola had it. Yeah. It's the Arctic Ocean that's the smallest. So I will remember that for like a day and a half, and then I will forget it. That's what will happen with me. Here's an interesting one. What percentage of the Earth's oxygen is produced by the ocean? What percentage of the Earth's oxygen is produced by the ocean? What do you think? I mean, we got a lot of trees, we got some rainforests. We also have a lot of kelp and algae. Now, SJ Lowe's like a lot. A lot is produced by the ocean. You're close, Heather. You're close. Very close. A little high. No one with an exact, though. Got some close. I'm just gonna give you this one. Heather's like, well, I'll give it to Heather. She's the closest. Which percentage? The question was, what percentage of the Earth's oxygen is produced by the ocean? Maud coming in at 52%. Yeah, the answer to this question is what percentage of the Earth's oxygen is produced by the ocean is 50%. So that's pretty close. Yeah. Which ocean has the Bermuda Triangle? You know where it is? Which ocean has the Bermuda Triangle? I agree, Wes. I love it. Don't cheat. We're really trying to push ourselves here. Is it the Atlantic Ocean? It is indeed, Heather. The Atlantic Ocean. I think she got it first. I might be wrong. Yep, Heather, there it is. Atlantic. You guys are up on your Bermuda Triangle trivia. I'm so proud. What phenomenon causes the green flash at sunset over the ocean? The green flash. What phenomenon causes the green flash at sunset over the ocean? You know it? I wouldn't know this one, I have to tell you. It's atmospheric blank. I'll give you a part of the answer. Atmospheric blank. Yeah, John has it. Atmospheric refraction. That's what it is. That's what causes the green flash. I've never seen it, but I always looked for it. What type of plant is the primary producer in the ocean? What type of plant is the primary producer in the ocean? No idea, says Wes. We don't know. Kelp? Seaweed? It's phytoplankton. I'm giving it to Walter. It's phytoplankton. Nice. All right, then. What is the average depth of the world's oceans? They do it in meters. The average depth of the world's oceans. How many meters deep is the average? Do we know? Pretty deep. 11,780. No. 3,000, says Calvin. And Calvin's not too far away from the right answer there. You guys all had the same idea. That's pretty funny. Nope. And not, no, mm-mm. The correct answer would be 3,800 meters. So, there you go. What are underwater mountain ranges called? What do we call the underwater mountain ranges? What do you think? Underwater mountain ranges. What are they called? One more meter than we need. All right. They are not called islands. No. Underwater. Trenches. I could see why you would think it. Seamounts. No. Rifts. God, you guys are so smart. I mean, the answers are not correct, but I love how your minds work. Seamounts. So they're called, the official word for them, mid-ocean ridges. Mid-ocean ridges. That's what they're called. Someday you're going to be talking to someone and that's going to come up and you're going to be like, see, there was a reason I watched this show. Or maybe not. Maybe it's now useless trivia that's now packed into our brains. I don't know the answer. This one, I'll throw you another softball. What phenomenon results in the rise and fall of sea levels daily? The rise and fall of sea levels. What's it called? Yeah, it's the tides. Well done, Linda George. Woohoo! It is the tides. Ren got it too, I see. Nicely done. Both of you. Both of yous. We like it. Which ocean zone is completely dark and starts at 1,000 meters? This is the deep sea, right? What's it called? Which ocean zone is completely dark and starts at 1,000 meters? You know? Starts with an A. It's called Stay Out. Exactly what it's called. I think that's the deepest part of the ocean, but the Marianas Trench, Grady, but that's not what the answer to this one is. The Twilight Zone. Nice. Oh, to give you the answer? A whole zone. No. The completely dark zone. It's called the Abyssal Zone. It's ABYSSAL, the Abyssal Zone. Yes. What are coral reefs primarily made of? What are coral reefs primarily made of? It's kind of a sciencey answer. Bone, says Deidre. Coral, says S.J. Lola. Wes says skeletons of little sea creatures. And so does Calvin. I'm giving it to Deidre and Heather. The correct answer, my friends, is calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. What bird is known to fly for years without landing on the ground or on the water? Which bird is known to fly for years without landing on the ground or the water? God, that must be so exhausting. Oh, Beth got it too? Okay, I'm sorry, Beth. Well done. Woohoo! I'm not taking that away from you. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think Beth was even first. Well, Beth. Sorry I missed you. You were so far up there, I had scrolled past you. Well done. It is. You guys got that. John says albatross. That's right. Linda says albatross. Correct. Sandy got it. Good job. All right. What is the main driving force of ocean currents? What is the main driving force of ocean currents? You guys probably know this. I would have said something different. Main driving force of ocean currents. This is what I would have said, Linda. That's exactly what I would have said. And I would have been incorrect. But I would have been right there with you, my friend. Not temperature change either. Not hot and cold. Not whales flapping their tails, although I appreciate the creativity and humor in the answer. Not the Earth's rotation. Yowza yowza, throwing down with wind, and that is exactly what it is. It's wind. Did someone else get that earlier and I just didn't see it? I don't think so. I think Yowza's on it. Right on. All right, a few more questions for you. Let's see. How about this one? What phenomenon causes the largest waves? We kind of touched on this earlier. What phenomenon causes the largest waves? It's a phenomenon. Whale farts. Nice. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. It is earthquakes that cause the largest waves. Yes. Nice. And Ren and Heather and Linda. Good job, you guys. Y'all are so smart. I'm telling you. Let's see. What else do I want to ask you here? How about what type of marine ecosystem is primarily found between the highest and the lowest tide marks? The name will make complete sense to you. What type of marine ecosystem is primarily found between the highest and the lowest tide marks? Intertidal zone. That's right. Intertidal zone. There's like tidal pools. Good job, you guys. All right. What species of seal, Hydrurga leptonix, gets its cat-like name from the spotted pattern on its back? What species of seal gets its cat-like name from the spotted pattern along its back? Yep, it is. The leopard seal. Nice, John, Deidre, and Beth. Way to go. The leopard seal does. Absolutely. Morse, M-O-R-S-E, like Morse code, is an archaic term for which large marine mammal characterized by tusks and whiskers. Oh, we just talked about one of these guys the other day. Do we know? Morse is an archaic term for which large marine mammal characterized by tusks and whiskers. It is the walrus. Cuckoo-ca-choo. Yep, Deidre. Fastest on the keyboard today. Ren, Linda, Heather. Nice job, everybody. Sandy, too. I saw that. All right. What fish? It's a large saltwater fish. Starts with the letter B. Genus Spirana. This is the way this question is asked. It's kind of hard. It's also called a cuda. Do we know the major name for it? This is going to be kind of easy for you. Yeah, it's a barracuda. This is a barracuda. We'll just move on from that question. Barracuda. Ooh, barracuda. My son loves this. You can see these at the Monterey Aquarium on the video when they took video when they had a submersible research vehicle down. And so they don't actually have one of these live in the aquarium, but you can see video of them and it's really cool. Which squid gets its name not because it has a taste for blood, but from the dark skin on its arms that make it look like it's wearing a cape? Which kind of squid is this? Kind of looks like it's wearing a... Yes, Deidre, it is a vampire squid. If you've ever seen them, they're super cool looking. Love it. Which four-letter word is often used as the common name for several kinds of bivalve mollusks? Sometimes edible. What four-letter word often used as the common name for several kinds of bivalve mollusks? Yes, it is a clam, Heather. Yes, it is a clam. Ren, well done. And JT, I see you. Beth, Wes, nice. All right. Oh, we have a little more time, right? Let me keep going here for just a few more minutes. In contrast to the bony fish, chondric thighs, I think I'm saying it right. Their sharks and rays have skeletons made of what kind of material? In contrast to bony fish, chondric thighs, like sharks and rays, have skeletons made of what material? That's right. It's cartilage. Yep. Cartilage. You guys. God, I don't know if I would have been as quick on the draw as all of you are. Totally. You guys got it. I'm telling you, this is like the smart crowd. This is what we do. A smack is the collective term for a large group of what sea creatures? A smack. And Wes, by the way, it just popped up on my PayPal for the $5 that you threw down for the show. Huge thank you. Honestly, couldn't do this without you. By the way, you find the PayPal information in the show description, and if you're looking at YouTube and you click what's this show about, you'll see it there too. So Wes, thank you again for the $5. A smack is the term for a large group of what? Not sugar smack cereal. I will say they're tentacled, if that makes any difference. Deidre can't spell anymore. Lori's mad about her internet connection. Oh no. It is, Deidre. Woo! A smack is a term for a large group of jellyfish. Hey, look at that smacko jellyfish. What do you know? That's new to me, but I'm glad we have this knowledge now. Australian crocodile hunter Steve Irwin was famously killed by what type of animal? What got him? Got him right in the heart. More like a splat. It is a stingray, John. Yeah, he was killed by a stingray, right? The tail whipped around and the barb hit him right in the heart. Yeah. Good job, you guys. The world famous Tsukiji Fish Market features daily early morning tuna auctions in what city? The world famous Tsukiji Fish Market features daily early morning tuna auctions in what city? Apparently a pretty famous fish market. It is. Tokyo. Tokyo. You guys got it. Nicely done. All right. The better known name for the body part known scientifically as vibrissae, found on seals, walruses, and sea lions, also on house cats. What's it called? The better known name for the body part known scientifically as vibrissae or vibrissae. What is that? It's the whiskers. That's right. It is the whiskers, SJ. You got it. What animal is known as the unicorn of the sea? Unicorn of the sea. I got it. Your teacher Lori got it. Walter got it. Whiskers. Way to go, you guys. What animal is known as the weather? It is the unicorn of the sea, the narwhal. And Deidre's like, the what? Narwhal. Yes, it is. I'm giving it to you anyway, Deidre and Heather. The narwhal. I love a narwhal. I think they're cool looking. What structure is built by humans to connect two bodies of water? What structure is built by humans? And Deidre's like, I cannot type. What structure is built by humans to connect two bodies of water? Let's see if you guys have it. Yeah, it's a canal. It's a canal. I would argue a bridge connects two pieces of land over water. The answer is canal. No, hit it first. SJ Lola had it. Ren had it. Deidre typed it out. Look at you. John had it. Good job. Shall we keep going? Maybe a couple more. I like it. What is the underwater version of a desert due to its low nutrient content? What is the underwater version of a desert due to its low nutrient content? Dead zone. Kinda. Not the answers, not the droid we're looking for, but yes. Tropics. Mama says Huachinango is the Spanish word for red snapper. Huachinango. My favorite Spanish word is a medical one. It's otorrinolaryngología, otolaryngology. I know, random fact, right? I'm going to practice this one, though. I wish I could hear your voice saying it. Huachinango. Huachinango. I like it. Desert is the name. Okay, I'll give you the answer on this one. This is the underwater version of a desert due to its low nutrient content is called an oceanic gyre. Yeah. Oceanic gyre. What name is given to the steep descent of the seabed from the continental shelf? The steep descent of the seabed from the continental shelf. Oh, she's pronouncing it for me. Huachinango. Huachinango. Cool. Huachinango. I'm going to practice that all day today. The drop-off, says Heather. The drop-off. Technically, it is called the continental slope. That is the name given to the steep descent of the seabed from the continental shelf. The continental slope. What type of islands are formed from the tops of underwater mountains? I think Hawaii is like this. What type of islands are formed from the tops of underwater mountains? Not what I'm... Possibly, but not what I'm looking for. Not what the fine trivia website that I'm operating off of is looking for. Yes, Walter has it. It's volcanic islands. That's right. Volcanic islands. You are correct. Wonderful. Here's a little news trivia for you as well. In 1989, a ship hit the reef in the Prince William Sound and spilled more than 10 million gallons of crude oil over 1,000 miles of coastline. What was the famous ill-fated two-word name of this ship? Kind of. Two-word name. Yeah. Exxon Valdez, Uncle Jim. S.J. Lola. Chris says it. Heather says it. The Exxon Valdez. God, that was awful. Remember that? Horrible. In Herman Melville's famous Moby Dick, what species of whale is the white whale? The name comes from a semi-liquid waxy substance found within the whale's head. So in Moby Dick, what species of whale is the white whale? John has it. It's the sperm whale. Yeah. Sperm. Or sprem. It's the sperm. We'll give it to you anyway. It's the sperm. I'm not a stickler for the spelling. The green species of a certain water boa is found in South America's rivers. What type of boa would this be? Ask Nicki Minaj. What type of boa? Yeah, it's an anaconda. Anaconda. God, I hope I never see one of those face to face. No, thank you. According to a season 10 episode in South Park, an animated sitcom, in the animated sitcom Family Guy also, is scripted by what whiskered Florida sea cow? So in South Park, they say the Family Guy is written by a what type of sea cow? A manatee. That's right. It's a manatee. Yeah. Kind of a wacky question, but kind of funny. What canal connects the Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea? And then we'll wrap it up because I know I've gone. How long can I go on? And it's quite a ways. Which canal connects the Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea? You guys were quick on the draw with this one. It's correct. It is the Suez Canal. Uncle Jim throwing down Suez really fast. And SJ Lola, Linda, good job, you guys. You are beautiful people. Technically speaking, Norway's coastline is about 18,000 miles long, but only 1,600 miles if you omit what crinkly little inlets. What little inlets would you have to discount if you're talking about Norway's coastline? Yep, SJ has it. It's fjords. Fjords. This is true. All right. How about which gas, when dissolved in seawater, makes the oceans more acidic? Which gas, when dissolved in seawater, makes the oceans more acidic? It's carbon dioxide. Yep. You guys got it. Well, I'm super proud of you guys. This was a fun ocean trivia. Should I ask one more question? One more to wrap it up? I think perhaps we should. How about this one? What is the alliterative name for the shark that has a distinctly circular bite mark? The common name comes from a kitchen utensil used to create shapes. A shark that has a distinctly circular bite mark. I have never seen this shark, but now I have to look it up and take a look at it. What kind of shark? See if you guys have the answer. Yeah, you do, Ren, have it. It is a cookie cutter shark. I have never seen a cookie cutter shark before this very moment. I mean, there's a lot of sharks out there. This is not the kind of shark I'm hoping to ever see, but here I have to show you the picture, if only so that we can look at the creepiness factor together. It is the cookie cutter shark, and here's what he looks like. No thank you. Although I guess I'd rather see a cookie cutter shark than I would see a great white. You could say that at least. There's the cookie cutter shark. Look at those teeth. Yikes. Yeah, it creates a complete circle when it bites your ass. No thanks. God, those teeth are horrifying. The cookie cutter shark doesn't look like that big of a shark to me, though. Although I guess he is. Kind of big. Yeah. I wouldn't see him, though, and think, shark. It would take, I wouldn't be like freaked out. Like if I saw a hammerhead or a great white coming toward me. No. I wouldn't think that. Trying to give, okay. See, look at him. He doesn't look that much. I mean, until you see the teeth. He doesn't completely look like a shark, right? Or take that down so you can see him. Look at him. He kind of like has a half fish, half shark look going on there. I don't know. That one looked dead. Yeah, this one's alive though. Look at those snappers. Yikes. They almost don't look real. Look up the cookie cutter shark bite. Do I want to? Oh, John says they swim in schools of thousands. Is that right? Holy mackerel. Cookie cutter shark bite. Wes has me looking this up. I'm going to do it. And then we'll end the show. And I have to see what they look like now. Now I can't end the show without seeing it. I don't see the actual bite mark. I'll have to do some research on that. Jesus. God, the teeth on this thing. I'm telling you. There's, I'm not one of these people that stays out of the ocean for fear of creatures. But if I knew this was lurking below, perhaps you could argue that, yeah, maybe I wouldn't. Look at the mouth on that thing. Yeah, that's the cookie cutter shark. Aren't you glad we ended with this? I am. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for playing trivia with me on this Trivia Thursday. I so appreciate it. Thanks for playing along. You guys are awesome, and I'm so impressed by your knowledge. Always. You guys are quick. And I know it's all about typing sometimes not though. Sometimes no one knows and it's like crickets and then you can get the answer. So thanks for playing Ocean Trivia. Thanks for being here as part of the After Party Live today. I've kept you for 1 hour and 5 minutes and I'm so sorry that I'm over time. Please check out the PayPal account. It is at the bottom of the show description. And again, it's in the About tab as well. So if you have the wherewithal, thanks for helping out and keeping the show on the air. Again, tomorrow, Nikki Maduro at 10 a.m. We'll be on for a bit together, and then it's Friday Fabulous Florida, Michael Schur, Michael Snyder on the fabulous Mark Thompson show with Mark back in the captain's chair, which I'm so happy about, and then we'll be back here on the After Party Live. Again, without all of you playing along and hanging out here, this wouldn't happen. So thank you so much. Please click the like button on your way out. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe as well. And I will see you tomorrow. Until then, make it a great day. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.